Hello guys, so today you catch me in a weird location on my scooter, or shall I say the scooter I'm handing back in a few days time. This is a end summary of owning a long-term rental for Voi. So do bear with me on this video because I'm actually, I thought I'd take the challenge of doing it while I was riding, which is gonna be interesting. So if you didn't know, Voi is an up and new coming company in the UK where you can rent out scooters on a fixed term basis like myself, monthly, or you can rent them in small zones throughout cities all over the UK. And I've had a long-term rental now for 3 or 4 months. Actually, it's been longer than that. I had it since December, I think. So in that time I've had 1 scooter replacement, and that was only because the one I had the number plate on it, so people were able to log onto my scooter and use it even though they didn't even have an account, or they weren't registered as my account. So that's how that all fell into place. But yeah, I've been sad to let it go. It's been a 4-month period, and the hand-in date for that is Friday. Oh gosh, they are very bumpy. So £35 a month are the rentals and they are great fun. So you get about 100 miles range if you're very lucky, depending on weight and all sorts of different attributes like distance and hills, and you're going to see some angry people behind me. They recently resurfaced the road here and it is dreadful. Yeah, so £35 a month around a large area of Bristol that goes down south to Smith-Somernorton, and that dog was trying to attack me. So yeah, it goes as far down as Smith-Somernorton, as far up as Thornbury area, all the way across just past Bath, and down towards the bottom of Clevedon area. It's quite a big map. God. Yeah, so that's how much it costs, and that's where you can go. You get given a helmet, a lock and a charger, and obviously you get a unique code for your scooter, which means that they can come along and just nab it. Obviously they can physically try and move it and grab it, but they can't log onto it and access your scooter. So it is super secure and very practical. So I don't actually know how far I'm going to go, to be fair. I'm just kind of scooting around looking like an absolute knobhead. Yeah, as you can tell guys, this video is going to be a disaster, but I just thought I'd do it for a bit of a laugh. So this is the final week of having my daily. I was going to actually get rid of this at some point and look at getting a second car, but things haven't really fallen into place because I moved to a new house. I'm moving to a new house next month, and then the need for a second car just isn't there. The need for a car at all isn't really there. I'm going to keep the BM obviously, but the scooter's going to be returned because I'm going to be walking instead, which is going to help me lose some weight, which is needed as well. So that's my reasons for getting rid. Now, is it worth £35 a month? I would say so. It depends on your circumstances, but that'll be for you to weigh up. But if you live in a city and you want to commute without having the cost of fuel and the pain in the ass of traffic and parking, it's excellent. It's really good. I wouldn't fault it at all. So I would say for daily use, they're good. I'm fairly heavy, not that heavy, but I'm fairly heavy. And I find that I charge it up once a week, so you won't find yourself charging it a lot. They are very slow when you kind of compare it against other scooters that people use privately. They are pretty slow. Up hills, they are dreadful. For a long distance of time, they are uncomfortable as anything as well. So if you're going to be doing lots of miles, unless you've got like feet of steel and you don't feel anything, they're not the most comfortable. And the thing is as well, I think you'll find that the handlebar height is fixed. So for me, I'm not that tall, I'm average. I still find myself leaning forwards quite a bit, which is obviously not very good for your posture, and it gets quite uncomfortable after a while. So if you're quite a tall person, you'd probably find you're kind of hunched over quite a bit, so it might not be so applicable for you if you're quite tall. If you're a smaller height, obviously you'll be fine. So, you know, with this as well, it's simple to use. You literally go down, go onto your app, type in your code, and you're straight on, straight off whenever you want. With the long-term rentals, you get a longer duration of use. You get 3 hours at a time before you've got to park up and reset the clock on that. On the normal scooters within the zones, you can use for 45 minutes and then you're charged, or you have to stop. So I'm not going to take on this hill because I'm literally going to stop up all the traffic in Bristol. But yeah, so that is that. This is I've lifted it up a bit more now, so you can see a bit more around me, but it might fall off. Yeah, so this is the best bit about it, is you can, bloody hell, almost fall off going over some bridges. That's going to be it. Yeah, so you can cruise around fields and trails without falling off. Hopefully it might be helpful. This is the best bit, guys. This is why. Oh shit! It's a bit wet. So, this is the camera's twisted now. There you go. So that is the reason, solely the reason, guys, that you can go and explore some awesome places. Yeah, so I'd recommend, even if you don't get a long-term rental, to definitely go and jump on one in your local area, Bristol or wherever that might be, and give them a go, because they're great. It's a bit awkward with this camera lens on it. Oh, shit, I fell off. Yeah. Oh, oh. It's difficult with this camera on the front of it. Oh shit. Right. Oh man, it's so bad. I think it's getting lower, I think. Yeah, so how these work, they are on a monthly payment basis, £35 a month, and all that really applies to that is you just have to cancel them 10 days before the end of the month, and they'll cancel it and come and collect it. Any problems you get with your scooter, they will come over and collect it and swap it for another one. So if it stops working, if your tyres get worn out or your brakes don't work, a bit like my other ones did, after the few months they got absolutely ruined, they'll come and swap them, and they are very good. You haven't got to really worry about your scooters being nicked. To be fair, before Voi reached fish ponds and the scooters were in fish ponds, I did have mine actually nicked. Someone broke the lock that I was given, and they dragged it up the road but couldn't get onto the scooter because they didn't understand that it's not one of those ones you can just jump on and ride away with. So I have witnessed myself a bit of theft, but you'll find that that won't happen at all, really. Lovely red fire station here, guys. Here we are, holding on traffic again. People get really ragey and get quite angry, to be fair, because these are so slow. It's just ridiculous. So, as part of your monthly payment, guys, public liability is covered, so you are safe if someone does hit you, or you do end up hitting someone else's car, which God forbid you would, because these things are damn slow. But if you were silly enough to, so you are covered as part of the $35 a month. So that is something to take into account. Also, I don't know, it's a bit of a grey area. I don't know if it's legally bound, but you're not meant to use them on the pavement. But people do because they're idiots. But you don't use them on the road. I use them on the road. I don't see why you'd use it on the pavement, to be honest, because you'll pick up more speed and keep more of a pace. You'll pick up more of a pace if you stay on the road anyway, because the pavement is just a disaster. And people just don't know where they're going either half the time. We're in a queue now, traffic queue. Shit. Got indicators, I've got no indicators. It's not nice. Let me out, thank you. Up the big hill, going about 2 miles now. Here we are. Looking like a total jackass. Now without the long crawler, about 3 miles an hour up to Kingswood now. I think you could probably run faster than this if you were getting chased by the police. We're going to get some comments on here as well. Oh Christ! I think we should just make a video of me just going around with this on, just for the outbursts of people in the public. It's quite funny, to be fair. Right, so we're going up a hill right now. I reckon we're probably going about, I reckon if we're really pushing it, maybe 5 miles an hour. I'm going to get caught with the speed camera this time, I don't think. Christ. Oh gosh. I don't think this camera will, God, will show you how bad the roads are up here, but they are pretty disastrous. Oh, Christ. Once the camera hasn't snapped off yet, so they held on by about 10 cable ties. It's like a Japanese car, how it's going on by cable ties. To be fair, now I've got the camera set up on it, I should have kept this because I could have gone around and like documented places in Bristol. So currently heading up towards Kingswood at the minute. I mean, I probably don't know how I've been filming for, but it's taken a fair amount of time to be fair. And I mean, the whole way up to Kingswood from this way anyway is a hill, so it's taken really long. But yeah, come and follow me for the experience. I'm going to go back down the high street just for a laugh and more people's reactions and all that kind of stuff because it's just funny. I look like an absolute imbecile. Honestly, my GoPro right now is on my extender pole. It's cable tied by about 5 cable ties to my scooter. Christ. And I look such a dickhead. If I pull off right now as well, here we go. Here we go. Get the racing line around the corner. There is someone stuck behind me. Yeah, you can go past, you know. Curb there. There you go. Gonna go for the overtake. Nice. So there are some things to be careful of, including the speed bumps because they are painful. But there's a few things. So for starters, these scooters have got a 4-digit like plate on the back, and it's got stickers down the side on the front. That is like a registration assigned to the user of the scooter. So you've got to bear in mind that when you create the app on this voice, oh no, my scooter's doing what I did earlier, which is just cuts out and says it's not available. Yeah, this is also a problem, they don't always work. Mine's just stopped working, and the only annoying thing about it this time is I'm not a couple minutes from my house. I am we're just rolling now. Saying it's unavailable, but why is it still working? The fuck is going on? Oh my god, this is going way fucking quite fast. What the fuck? Are we working? No, we're definitely we are slowing down to a halt. Well, I did this earlier, and to be fair, I'm now stuck. Anyway, I'm gonna walk this up to a no, it's proper stuck. It's got the brake on the whole lot. So you're probably asking me, why would I bother spending £35 a month? You know, when I can buy a scooter for they're reasonably cheap now anyway. So the reason why you wouldn't buy one, privately owned one, is because with these, because the company's making money off of them and they're a pilot scheme, you will have or face no prosecution for using one, as long as you don't drive like an absolute imbecile through red lights and stuff like that. So, you know, obviously as these are plated up, if you were to go for a red light, you would be done for that, and obviously dealt with accordingly, as well as using alcohol on them for obvious reasons. But with owning a private one, the risks are, if a police officer does want to pull you over, A, they've just got confiscate your scooter, which isn't really very practical, and secondly, you're actually liable for driving with no insurance and all the rest of that jazz, and you haven't got a license to do for that as well. So if they did want to, I mean, let's be likely, it's very unlikely they will. It's probably if they have some sort of personal issue with how you look or whatever, they'll probably pull you over. But realistically, yeah. So, you know, I got pulled over now. This was just a privately owned scooter. I'd be given 6 points, which is awful. So I would not even bother with that. But obviously, you know, yeah, £35 a month, you can soon see adding up is quite expensive. But like I said, when you take into account everything you're getting as part of what I've mentioned in this video, it's worth it, I would say, in my opinion anyway. Why was jumping? These things are so slow. I ball out on the runabout, and by the time I'd even got to the start of the runabout, the woman had already caught up with me that was in the other lane, so it didn't really work very well. Fucking hell. Up we go, up another hill. Literally going, I feel I can walk faster than I'm going right now. It is so bad. I mean, if you're lighter, which isn't difficult because I'm pretty heavy, you'll probably be okay. But I mean, this is like rather, I think I'm gonna have to start screwing with one of my legs now. It's pretty slow. The thing is, guys, to be fair with you, if you know, you've got a license, and the license is there mainly more for age reference than anything else, because you're not meant to use them unless if you're under 18, I don't think, however it works, but people still do. God knows how. But yeah, if you had a license and you're, 18, let's just say anyway, or older, and you can't afford to drive initially, or you're waiting because of COVID to get your test and stuff done, then, for £30 a month, that's going to be what you're going to cost to fill up your car. I mean, with my BMW, that's every day, but most cars will be 35, 40 a month for it. So, if you want a little one to travel around in, a way of getting around, they are really good. So, for that reason, again, I'd highly recommend looking into one of these. This road is so bad. It's great fun, really are.